Hi everyone, my name is Robert and thank you so much for watching Eating Healthy with Robert Coit. I just want to tell you that this is the second video of my video series I'm going to be doing for my business page. I want to appreciate everyone who's given me so much feedback, so much suggestions, so much opportunities to help develop my skills as a future registered dietitian. This video is going to be mostly about shopping, being a smart shopper, how to save money, how to be an individual who actually utilizes their foods more efficiently. And this is hopefully will help out a lot. If you guys like this video, if you guys love to share it, and if it's something that you appreciate, share it to your friends, show your family. Hopefully this can help you out. I'm doing this for the community. I love to see some development. I love to influence change, especially in the nutrition field. And before I even go on this topic, I was invited from a weight loss support group, TOPS. I'm not sure if anyone knows those individuals, but it's a lovely group. Just want to give them a shout out in this video before I move on to my topic. They were asking me a lot of questions. Hopefully next week on Wednesday, I can be doing some videos and actually doing some interactions and pictures with them. So look forward to seeing those pictures, guys. They are an amazing group of women who needed guidance, and I'm giving them some feedback on what to do to help them lose weight. Okay, so now I'm moving on to this. I'm really excited to talk about this topic because it's about shopping, smart shopping, and how to be utilizing your foods a little bit more efficiently. So the first topic and the first point I'm going to be making is that have a snack before you shop. Okay, believe it or not, when you go starving into a store, there might be some alternations, or just you have your food choices are going to be altered because of just how hungry you are. And a lot of your feelings and a lot of your cravings are going to be happening during your shopping. It's best to actually, the first and second point they're actually connected together, and that's to make a list and stick to it. So when you are going hungry and you don't have a plan, you are more likely to buy 40% more food than actually when you have a list compared to that. So I think it's really important to have a snack. Don't go hungry while shopping. I think it's really smart for a lot of people to just maintain their sanity and their waistline and try to eat a snack before shopping. It's probably the best decision you'll probably have, and that's my number one, because a lot of people go hungry and they shop, and a lot of your emotions and your cravings are going to be altering your food choices. So just wanted to put that in closing. The second is actually making a list. So both these are very connected, because once you make a list, take some time to make a list. So you have a piece of paper, or even make a little template where you can have a little marker and realize what you need. Okay, go to your refrigerator, go to your freezer, go to your storage, your pantry, and see what you need. Make a plan and stick to it. Okay? So I would probably suggest for a lot of families to do this. This actually will save you money. It will save you a lot of time. Instead of looking for foods in the grocery store and you have to move around, know what your store is about. If you're going to Save More or going to Safeway, understand the layout and how they are designed. Okay? Make a plan and stick to it. Okay? You're going to save a lot of money and a lot of time, and even your waistline. And this is a very smart thing I would like to have all my clients, all of my family and my friends to do. Okay, while you're shopping and sticking to a list, buy whole foods and buy in bulk. Okay, to utilize the prices of having like 5 tomatoes for $1 and utilizing the price system and trying to buy in bulk, learn how to utilize everything that you're buying. I know that's very wasteful for a lot of people that have the opportunity to get fruits and vegetables at stores, but sometimes it's really hard because they bought too much. Learn how to use everything in bulk and buy whole foods. Whole foods consuming whole foods is the number one thing that you will see across the board with a lot of registered dietitians who are trying to teach people how to eat correctly, how to plan correctly, and to live a healthy life according to their plans when we're talking to the registered dietitian or even the doctors. Buy whole foods rather than buying it into a simple powder formula. It's okay to buy formula or buy in powder formula of foods or a protein shake. It's completely fine. But the number one thing that you would probably find success in is buying whole foods and buying it in bulk, okay? Very important. If you know how to buy, if you see a lot of prices that show that, 10 for $1 or buying 20 for $1 or those little bars, utilize that rather than buying single items, okay? So the next thing is to choose your cuts wisely. What I mean by cuts, I mean by your red meats, your steaks, the size of all of your protein sources. The protein source is the main thing that's actually probably the most expensive part of the plate. So understand that choosing your cuts wisely saves money and it requires a different type of skill. So for example, you can talk about a top sirloin or a round steak. Those are two different cuts, and a round steak may even have the consumer use a different method than a top sirloin steak, which they can use braising or frying compared to a round steak or a roast as roasting or putting in the oven for about 3 to 4 hours at a steady temperature. And believe it or not, this is actually probably the best option, because if you do different cuts, understand the different cuts and what's the prices per unit, that's a smart way of doing it, okay? If you're not really familiar with how to use certain different types of cuts, I think it would probably be beneficial if you actually, ask me a question, see if I can definitely give you some answers. My parents own a meat locker. I have a little bit of experience with the types of cuts and how tender it can be and what's the different types of methods of cooking that, okay? So if you need more information, go ahead and give me a private message. I can definitely help you out, okay? The next one is meal planning. Meal planning like a master meal prepper, okay? To understand what I mean is that you buy your foods and you actually schedule the days that you're going to eat it and having different food options. I see a lot of registered dietitians that do this practice and they save a lot of money and time, and just you're all like, shoot, I don't have any breakfast made. Oh shoot, I gotta make this time. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna make this. I gotta go. Meal preppers, if you're really good at this, utilize a schedule where you find, okay, Saturdays are my perfect days to do prepping, and I can even do it with my husband, my significant other, my partner, and you do it together, and you're actually working on the same plan, and you schedule, okay, this is how much I'm going to be making. I think it's the best thing for you, for your pocket and for your waistline as well too. Try to figure out what you can do, and portion size is completely important, okay? Very, very important, okay? And if you're confused about the protein source, utilize beans and rice together, utilize tofu. Realize that there is vegetable options and vegan options that have a good source of protein. Like tofu is a pretty good source of protein, and it can be very difficult to make, but learning and exploring outside of your comfort zone is definitely the best way to be a master prepper, okay? And know what's the standard serving size. Like for example, meats, and it's 1 ounce. A cup of milk is a portion size for a dairy product. 1 ounce of cheese is considered a protein source as well too. So understanding and getting more aware of what's the standard serving size for a protein source is the best way, okay? And if you have any more questions about this, give me a private message. I would love to help you guys out with this, and making sure that this makes a significant impact into your health, okay? This is definitely a big step for a lot of people, and it is probably the hardest thing for a lot of people to do, okay? You're probably hearing the train in the background, so I just want to excuse me about that, okay, if it seems a little noisy, okay? So the next thing is to buy in season. When you're making a list and you're realizing like, shoot, it's this type of season, I'm not going to get tomatoes, or I'm not going to get watermelons, or I'm not going to get any exotic fruits. Utilize the time of the season. Try to remember that there's fruits and vegetables, there's different types of protein sources or different food products that grow in a specific season, and you will see abundance of it. Try to know what's in season. Buy them. I understand that if it's not in season and you're buying like strawberries in the winter or a certain season that you won't see a lot of strawberries, it's going to be very expensive. So try to buy something that's a little bit in your range, your price range. Know what fruits and vegetables grow in certain seasons. It's going to benefit you a lot. Believe me, I see a lot of my clients having troubles with this because it's not in the season and they're buying these strawberries because they're just not aware of it. So being aware, be informative about the types of season, okay? So the next thing, and it might be a sensitive thing for a lot of people, buying frozen products, okay? So there is a method for freezing products called blast freezing that they use in the food industry. And so what they do is they pick the fruit at the optimal growth or at the optimal size where you get the most nutrients, and they blast freeze it. So just like that. And so the strawberry is not going to be damaged, but it's going to be frozen in time, and it actually lasts longer than refrigerated fruits or the fruits that you just have out and about, and it causes them to be slowing down the age processing for the fruits and vegetables. So I think it's really important for a lot of people to utilize that it's okay to buy frozen fruits or frozen products. Yes, there is certain types of ingredients like that would help make it last longer, but don't be afraid. There is a very similar nutrition content for a lot of fruits and vegetables when it comes to comparing frozen to non-frozen or just regular produce, okay? So I just want you guys to just be a little bit more aware. Don't be afraid to buy any of the blueberries or strawberries that are frozen. They are picked at optimal growth. Don't be afraid to utilize them. Put it in your smoothies. Allow it to thaw out and use it for different salads or fruit salads. And yeah, I mean, I hope that hopefully it motivates you guys to utilize this. There is a bunch of science about this from the food science area where you are going to get a debate about if frozen is not better, or what's better, what's not. It's just frozen fruits can last longer and they can be inexpensive for a lot of people. So just keep that in mind, okay? The next one is to utilize the food that you have and understand that every food has expiration dates. So you want to waste less and utilize the food that you have in your refrigerator. And if there's any food products that you have, for example, bananas, or avocados even. But there's a joke always about avocados where you open it up and it can be hard for many days. And then all of a sudden at 12 o'clock it's ripe, and then 12:01 it's gone. You can't utilize it, and you can't use it, or you can't buy it, or you not can't buy it, but you can't even consume it because it just looks brown compared to a nice yellow, green, strong color of that. Okay, they always make those jokes about that, but that's something you will have to utilize. Look at all the food products that you have in front of you in your store. Understand that produces that are unfrozen, they're not refrigerated, they take about maybe a week to get old once buying it. They always, when you're getting bananas, always try to buy them green, because once you get them into your household and you utilize the timing, it takes about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks to see it turn into brown, from green to brown, okay? So if you have something that's almost done and it's almost expired, look up in recipe books. Try to see if you can utilize the food so you don't waste your money. It's very important for a lot of my clients to figure out what's what's the smartest idea to waste less money and have it not go bad and throw it away, okay? If it goes bad and goes away, you can always use a compost, a garbage can. You want to try to put the fruits and vegetables together and then put it in your garden, and they can provide some of the sources that it needs for other fruits and vegetables to grow. And talking about the next thing about growing, grow what you can, grow what you would want. For example, I've had a lot of my clients that try to grow one vegetable or one fruit, and green apples is a good way to go. It's always a good snack. It has a good source of fiber, vitamin C, really good for your antioxidants, and that's probably the best thing. I always would try to tell everyone to try to pick one thing that you feel like it's expensive in the store and learn how to grow it. And it takes special care to do that, but you will save a lot of money. I'm not sure how much it costs for seeds or for a tree. I know that you will save a lot of money depending on how much you'll get from the tree or how much you get from the plant. Tomatoes are always a good source, or always a good food option to utilize, because tomatoes can be very hard to buy or grow because of the prices and stuff. So try to utilize planting. Have a space where you can grow your foods. Try not to be so dependent on Save More or a Safeway or other grocery store chains to get your fruits and vegetables. Grow it. Learn how to grow. And I think I know for a fact that you'll save a lot of money. I know it might be a little bit frustrating and you'll learn a lot, but learn through failure and learn how to just take this opportunity. You've made an effort. Try again. If you want to do it again, try again. If you don't, it's okay. Keep buying from grocery stores or from farm markets and try to see what you can do for your food option, okay? So next is about being a creative chef. So if you're not really familiar with how to use potatoes or tomatoes or bananas or strawberries, explore a little bit. Try to see if you have the recipes and stick to one recipe and look at it and see what do you need. If you're a very novice and you're just a beginner about making your own food, and maybe you have a date that you want to impress your date and she's coming over or he's coming over to your house, you always want to try to see what's reasonable and achievable, and see, okay, I want 5 ingredients. This is easy for me to make. If you're a really good expert or you're someone who I went to school with and it's a culinology major and it has about these special names and has like 15 ingredients, and they're able to do that and they're not really familiar with this one ingredient, they're always willing to try it out and try to experiment. Try to be your own chef. Cooking at home is probably the most inexpensive method of eating your foods. And rather than buying and taking it out and going to a restaurant and sitting down, you're actually controlling what you put in your plate, and you can save a lot of money like that. I think it's the best choice for a lot of my clients, the community members, people that are living around the Central Valley, to cook. Try to cook something. I think it's really beneficial too for everyone to get to that point. I know it can be very hard because of time management, but just cooking something very small or making something like a salad is still being a creative chef for most of those people, okay? So I just talked about the tips about being a smart shopper, trying to be utilizing your foods, being a master prepper, things involving food, and try to, shopping better. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to talk to me. I love to interact with everyone about this topic. And if I'm missing anything, go ahead and give me some feedback. I love to get some feedback from my viewers and from my followers, or even registered dietitians. Help me improve my skills. I'm doing this for educational purposes for my community. So if you guys have any questions, give me some questions. I just went through having snacks before you shop, making a list, choosing the specific cuts wisely, try to plan out your meals, trying to buy in season, buying frozen fruits compared to refrigerated fruits or regular produces, and try to utilize the foods that you have. Look at the expiration date. Try to see if you can plan out the food choices and try to see if you can not waste the food. And lastly, just growing what you can and then being your own creative chef and trying to cook your foods, okay? I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give me a like, give me a share, give me some feedback. I'd love to hear the next topic you guys have. If you guys have any topics, please feel free to private message me. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.